Hey guys, Logan Saw here with another YouTube video review, and today we're going to be reviewing Preacher Volume 2 Until the End of the World, and I'll also discuss Volume 1. Now, if you haven't seen my graphic novel haul review and heard my excuse, the thing is now I did read Preacher Volume 1. I borrowed it from my dad, but the thing is it was during my exam period, so I couldn't do a YouTube video review of it. And then by the time I did finish my exams and I could start making videos again, I had to give it back. So I don't have Preacher Volume 1 with me, but I do remember everything, so I can still discuss it. But yeah, let's talk about Volume 1 first. Now, I've heard a lot of good things about Preacher, and when I read it, I didn't know what to expect, but I read it, and it was really, really good. And the basic story outline of the book is that this priest in in the small town in Texas, he's a priest at this local church, and then the church gets blasted by this ginormous explosion. Everyone dies except him. And then he later finds out that he's been possessed by this demon slash angel hybrid thing. And it gives him these unique abilities. And what his abilities are is that he can basically he can make people do what he wants them to do. Like what happens is his eyes go red, and then even in the little speech in the speech bubble when you're reading the comic book, the writing is actually in red because when he commands people to do things, he can make people do anything. He can say, if a guy's pointing a gun at him, he can just say, "Drop your gun," and then the guy will drop his gun. And yeah, it was pretty interesting. And then the two main side characters is Tillith, who's his ex-girlfriend, and then there's Cass, who's this one British guy that they hang out with. And he's got I don't know, a bit of a unique abilities of his own. I won't say anything more. I don't want to spoil anything for you guys. But yeah, it's a pretty good book. Uh, and and yeah, Preacher Volume 1 was excellent. The story that they follow was pretty interesting, and yeah, it's very very good. The book is very offensive to very offensive. It would be very offensive to Christians, and I mean anybody that believes in God and whatever, like Catholics, Christians, Protestants. I think any person who read that book would find it very offensive because it is very offensive to those religions. But the book was great. Uh, it's also very controversial. It's very violent. The scenes are very, very violent. There are some fight scenes that are really, really violent, like blood, gore, guts, and also the book's not shy to show any nudity. So I think because they want to make a TV series of it, so I think if they did make a TV series, it will fit quite well in with Game of Thrones and all those TV series. But yeah, Volume 1, I will give a 4 out of 5. Now we're going to review Volume 2 until the end. Let me just give you a proper thing. Until the End of the World. Now, now Volume 1. One of my main problems with Tillith, the ex-girlfriend in Volume 1, was that I didn't really like her intentions. I mean, all her motivations, because the thing is, she follows this preacher guy around, Jesse Custer, and he gets into all these life-threatening situations, life-threatening supernatural situations that are really, really dangerous, and every day there's a risk that she could die. And just I don't know. And then when she reveals the reasons why she's following him, they just seem stupid to me. They just seem like really really stupid. They just seem like I'm just like I understand why they would bother you, but still, I mean, are you really gonna risk your life just to find it just for those reasons? But yeah, that's one thing that irritated me. But in Volume 2, though, I actually did like her in Volume 2 because in Volume 2, one thing this book is quite thick. Actually, it's a lot thicker than the first volume. It collects two story arcs. It collects All in the Family and Hunters. Now, All in the Family is the first story and probably the most controversial, most violent, most disturbing story in this book. It's very disturbing, very very gross, very violent, a lot of sex in it and everything. But but what I did like about it is that it provides a lot of backstory on Jesse Custer, the main character, and his ex girlfriend Tillith. And and like I said, when I read her backstory, I actually like kind of understood her, and I kind of liked, I liked her in the second volume. In the second volume, I actually like her character. The character's cool. So yeah, so that's one thing Volume 2 does do great is that it makes me like the character, whereas with Volume 1 didn't make me like the character. And then, yeah, Jesse Custer, his backstory is pretty interesting, pretty disturbing, but yeah, he's got a very disturbing origin story, but his origin story is pretty interesting. And yeah, I really like Jesse Custer. He's a really interesting character. The thing is, he's a guy that I could probably, if he was real, I could probably sit at a bar with him and have a beer with him. And also, he's not really the kind of guy that you would expect to become a reverend. You know, he's not the kind of guy who's going to become a priest or anything like that. But yeah, it's a pretty interesting book. Um, but the best part of these books though is Cass, the British guy. He's just so freaking funny. He's the comic relief in this book, and he's just so funny and so hilarious, and just oh my gosh, that guy is just really really funny. He's like just the best character in the book. But yeah, Preacher Volume 2 is pretty good. Volume 1 was pretty good. I do recommend this book, and yeah, this one I'll give a 5 out of 5 because, like I said, Volume 2 is much better than Volume 1. But yeah, that's my video today, guys. Really enjoy this Preacher series. It's pretty good, and I really want to get the other volume. I really want my dad to get the other volumes so I can read them. But yeah, anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Please like, subscribe, comment, and share. And yeah, thanks, guys.